4Ds Metrics provides a rapid and efficient platform for startups and companies to develop desirable and feasible products for the viable business model. With the 4Ds Metrics approach and tools, defined to understand the customer's needs and find possible solutions while considering the entire solution space. Design a detailed design of the proposed solution and shape the products or services' desirability and feasibility. Develop a product or service that serves the identified needs, ensuring the viability and sustainability of the product and its impact on the environment. Deploy a minimum viable product, MVP, for the customer validation, traction building, and go-to-market strategy testing.
I'm going to do the final part of design today. Now, today we're looking at product specification, tools, and technology. This won't be long. Let me zoom in a bit. So product specification and metrics. What is specification? Specification is the detailed description of the design and materials you're going to use to make your product. So basically, if you're going to make a tangible product, what are the materials you're going to use, the raw materials, what are the specification? If you're going to use the plastic mixed with the metal, what kind of plastic are you going to be using? What's the size of the plastic? What kind of metal are you going to be using? So basically the specification of your product. If you're doing, let's say, a food type of thing, if you're going to make bread, what are the ingredients? How much flour you're going to put in? How much eggs are you going to put in? How many teaspoons of sugar are you going to put in? Are you going to put salt? So basically the description of the materials that you're going to use in your service, in your product, sorry. Now, if you're going to do for a service, you still also need to know the details of the things you're going to do. What kind of things are you going to put them? How much time are they going to take? So specification of your product. If it's a service, like I gave an example yesterday, it's a massage area. What things are you going to put in there? Are you going to put in music? Are you going to put in the other black stones that people use in massage? I am not the expert in the massage businesses, but I'm just giving an example in case you're doing a service. So what products, materials are you going to put in your product? Now, what are the other aspect is metrics. Why is it important? You're translating the needs expressed in the language of our customers to a measurable attribute. So it's very important that the feedback that you got from the customers at the beginning when you are assessing them, asking them about their needs, and when you've gone back to test the prototype, the product that you are developing really has the solution for the needs of the customers that you are developing for. For example, if they have suggested that, an example I'm thinking on the top of my head is that there are different types of buckets. The buckets that people use to fetch water, use at homes. There are some of those that have metal handles, without the plastic to hold, it's just a metal, or there are those that have plastic completely. Let's say a customer said, I like the bucket, but I don't like that it has a metal handle. It's very hard to carry. So specification of your product and making sure that the metrics, the feedback that people are giving you, or the sales, if it's going down or up, depending on the product that you've developed, then you know, am I solving the need I'm looking for or not? Now, there are tools, machines and tools for mass production and prototyping. Yesterday, we talked about prototype. You could use traditional or advanced way using technologies. We just wanted to highlight a bit of the tools that you can use in development. If you're doing a hardware, a tangible product, we did mention, and we want to emphasize again that there are many rapid prototyping tools out there, 3D printers, other platforms where you can do design online. You can also do pen and paper. We've already mentioned that, but this is for hardware. You are drawing to give the person an idea of what the product will look like. You're printing it in the 3D for them to touch, appreciate the design, the weight, the metrics here and there on how it looks at the size, the weight, and the picture, the colors in general. For the software, we've mentioned different programs like InVision, Sketch, for Adobe X, where you are going to design, let's say, a prototype for an application you're going to be developing. Now, when you are doing the specification, just as it's important while you're doing the prototyping, so that the customers give you accurate feedback. You can't say, I'm going to do a small version of a phone. When I produce a bigger version, because people will have given you feedback for a small version of a phone versus a big version of a phone, which is different in this case. So focus on the details. Do not fall in love with the prototype, because when you fall in love with the prototype, you won't accept feedback from your customers, and hence you can't change. Then you test, learn, improve, and test again. So the cycle of I did an assessment, I've produced a product, I take it to a customer, they test, they give you feedback, you come and improve, and you test again until you have a final product that solves the need for the customer. In some cases, you can even have started selling and making profit in your business while customers still give you feedback from time to time while you're still testing the product. So it's possible that you can always improve something. After 5 years, you're still improving the product. That's why you see updates in phones. They have a customer doesn't like the volume button, they put it on the other side. For example, iPhone is a typical example that innovates every other year, where they change something from time to time. Maybe the cable they have changed, or maybe the volume, maybe the size, maybe the width of the screen, maybe the height, something like that. So every time you get feedback from customers and you're innovating, the process continues so that you are close to solving their problem 100% as possible, depending on how the changes are happening in their lives. So that's, like I said, it's going to be a short presentation. Here are different kind of examples of tools that are useful for you guys to work with. And remember to look at the references here. They're usually good articles and papers that have more explanation than I just did in this presentation.